Hi, this is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. I'm here to do a review of the Tamil film Sarkar starring Vijay. I went first day, first show here in Chicago and had a crowd full of Vijay fans who were whooping and hollering and even clapping along to most of the songs by Rahman. It was a very fun crowd to see this film with. It's the third pairing of Vijay with Murugadoss. And they've had blockbuster films before, so there was high anticipation for this film and what, this politics theme. I was wondering from the trailer if it was anything like Bharat Ani Nenu, and it really isn't. It's not the same kind of tone at all. It's still a theme of reforming politics. This review is going to be as spoiler-free as I can possibly make it, because if you're a Vijay fan, you want to know, is it good? Is it worth seeing? How is Vijay? So I will tell you that this is definitely a film for Vijay fans. There is so much attitude, so much dialogues, and just the way his whole screen presence, many great dance numbers. Vijay is known for his dancing, so really good dance numbers. Music is by Rahman, so that Orvadal song that is just, I've been listening to it on Sava. That's my favorite one from the soundtrack. But there's other ones that have really great dance numbers. Okay, so I will tell you, even though he is playing an NRI, a CEO of, sort of like he's from, I think the corporation they say is GL, which, it's Google. So he is an NRI that wants to vote. We saw that in the trailer. And his vote is stolen. That's basically the sum total of what this film is about. We set that stage. We don't really get background on Vijay's character, why it's so important for him to vote in person until the second half of the film. Keerthy Suresh plays a romantic interest. Get to a little bit more about that later. And hopefully I'm not gonna mispronounce her name. Varalaxmi Sarathkumar was incredible. So how do I do this without giving spoilers? Okay, she is an antagonist to Vijay's character. Her father is the chief minister, and so the fact that Vijay is questioning the election, she has issues. So right from the beginning, we see her on a phone call from Canada, and she just had such presence and such attitude herself that I wanted to know all about this character, and I was pleased that we get much more of her in the second half, and she is integral to the story. Unfortunately, Keerthy's character, there really is no love track to speak of at all. This is a film about politics. This is a film that has some thriller elements. It has some masala fights. And her part is just literally reduced to standing there and holding a cell phone to film Vijay while he does certain speeches. Literally. She rides along with him in the car. She just has almost nothing to do in this movie. And I was so excited about her being in it. And it was just a big nothing burger. This film does have a strong female character, and that is played by Varalaxmi. And Keerthy, they set up a conflict in that her father is up for election as well, and they could have done more with that, a conflict and whatever, or they're just, she just really didn't have much to do in the film at all, and that was really a disappointment to me. Vijay has such screen presence. So he's playing this CEO, and yet there are just such over-the-top masala fights in the film. They're just crazy over the top. Frankly, I don't really remember. I don't think I've seen both of the previous films that he partnered with Murugadoss, but I don't know that I remember them being this over the top for the fights. Now, the Vijay fans in my theater, They were happy, they were whistling, they loved it. So I don't know if you're not already a Vijay fan, if this is a film that's going to win you over to become his fan, because while the film had, I think, a really great message about participating in the electoral process, about voting, about treasuring your vote and not allowing someone else to steal your vote. I mean, it's funny. I'm filming this on Monday night, November 5th. And November 6th, tomorrow, is a huge election day in the United States. So I normally view Indian cinema as an escape from all the craziness of the politics that we have going on in my country. And here I went and I had another movie about an election. And so I was like, I couldn't escape it even the night before. I will say this, that Aura Vidal song, I wish Rahman would write an election song for us in America as rousing. I've been listening to it on Savan, and I could only imagine the visuals and how rousing it would be, just because you can tell from the song just how, yeah. So it was just as great and touching to my heart. Even though I didn't grow up in India, it just touches you so much, that particular song. Coming back to Keerthy. Keerthy has one dance number, interestingly. She only has one dance number, really. She kind of stands and looks irritated while he does another dance number. Yeah, again, I loved her in Mahanati so much. And she just, yeah. So, again, no spoilers on the exact plot, but you can kind of guess. There's the old guard who are corrupt, yada, yada, yada. And NRI CEO modern Vijay is going to come in and rise up the young people and fight corruption and fight for clean elections. Okay, so I just think that there were some parts of the script that were really moving, especially towards the beginning of the second half. There's a scene where Vijay has a crowd that is completely against his character. In fact, throwing vegetables at him. And he completely turns the feelings of everyone in the crowd around with a rousing speech. And he does reveal at that point his background and why voting is so important to him. And that was the highlight of the entire film. That scene alone was, Vijay acted it so well, and it was so moving. I don't know that once you're out of the film, if you look back, if everything completely logically makes sense and is grounded in reality completely. There's some leaps of logic sometimes. It's not all dark and dour and, just political thriller. There are some moments of comedy. Yogi Babu makes an appearance in the second half of the film and has a very funny introduction scene with Vijay, and then has a continuing role doing a little commentary through the rest of the film. So he was very funny. My crowd, like I said, was very into the music, clapping along frequently with the songs, which I don't know that I have ever been in a film where people clapped along like that to songs. They were just so affected, and not just one song either. There was multiple songs that people really got into. And so, but I come back to, there's so many just mannerisms, VJ kind of things. And if you're not already a fan, I don't know if this is the film that would win you over. I was moved, even as a non-Indian, by some of the scenes of how much it meant to the people to cast their votes, and the rousing political speeches. I mean, we are in a moment too here in America where exercising your right to vote is very important and in sending a message. And so even though I'm not from India, those sentiments and the message of the film resonated very much with me, because it's very much the moment that we're in here as well. We've got our own corruption and things to deal with as well that we need to send a message tomorrow. I've already voted. If I hadn't voted already, I would have been ready to, jump in my car and run to cast my ballot after this movie. But that said, with that emotion quotient, it didn't hit me in the heart the same way that Marcel did. So it just didn't. The script, I don't know. There were moments looking back at it that there were conflicts that were sort of set up, and then nothing was done with them. Like Keerthy's character's father. It just sort of was something that was set up and then discarded. So I'm wondering if there are scenes on the editing room floor that got cut that made some of those early scenes pay off, but then for length, they were cut out. I don't know. There certainly wasn't any kind of a love track, and that was a disappointment to me. I mean, not even the most minimal. That was really disappointing because I know Keerthy is so talented, and it was just, to me, such a waste. If Keerthy had had the part that Varalaxmi had, she would have killed doing that. But I don't know if she wants, I can't reveal. I don't know if she wants to take that kind of a role at this point in her career, but I wish she had had the meteor part. Let's just put it that way. So that was an disappointment. I like Murugadoss films. I don't mind a film with a message. I just don't. This script was, it was good, but it just wasn't great. So I do say, especially if you're a Vijay fan, you're not going to want to miss this because the dance numbers are awesome. The masala fight scenes are very entertaining, although over the top, but Vijay gives such a good performance. But I don't know, if you've never seen a Vijay film, I don't know if this is the film that I would say, yeah, this is the one that you need to watch first to know why Vijay's great, because it's really feels like a film for people that are already his fans and giving them what they want. So I don't know if it's his best ever, but he is very good. He's so charming. He just commands the screen whenever he is on the screen. There was a lot that this director wanted to say about politics and corruption and changing the system and so forth, and very good points that were made. I mean, there was just some things that logically didn't make sense. If this is a wealthy CEO, certain things that he did in the second half, I'm like, if he has all this money, I just thought he would have done things in it. Certain things I thought he might have done in a different way. But I enjoyed the cat and mouse back and forth that he had with a certain character as things got closer and closer to the election. It's a little bit above average, but not the great film that I think some of us were hoping for, of a matchup again of Murugadoss with Vijay. So, but the music was so good. It's very fun to see the songs, the video, and the dancing and everything that went with A.R. Rahman's music. So I'd love to know what you thought of this movie, if you got a chance to see it in theaters. And what's your favorite Vijay movie? I haven't seen a ton of his movies, but maybe Marcel is my favorite. So he just has a charm about him. He really does. So please do follow me on Twitter at PardeziYT. Subscribe here to the Pardesi channel. And if you hit the bell, then you'll get a notification whenever I have a new trailer reaction or film review. Speaking of trailer reactions, I was disappointed that we didn't get the 2.0 trailer to play before the movie at my theater. That was really, I was looking forward to seeing the new trailer on the big screen. And they showed a bunch of Hollywood trailers and they didn't show 2.0. I'm like, what the heck? Anyway, please do like and share this video review.